Hi, BG First, friends and family. Just wanted to bring a quick devotion to you today. Reading from the Streams in the Desert by L.B. Coleman, April the 29th devotions. Comes from James chapter 5 and verse 17. Elijah was a man just like us. He prayed earnestly. Let me just read the first verse or the first paragraph here in this devotion. Thank God Elijah was just like us. He sat under the tree complaining to God and expressed his unbelief, just as we have often done. Yet this was not the case at all whenever he was truly in touch with God. Elijah was a man just like us, yet he prayed earnestly. The literal meaning of this in the Greek is magnificent. Instead of saying earnestly, it says he prayed in prayer. In other words, keep on praying. The lesson here is that we must keep on praying. What a time to trust God. What a time to keep on praying. I know as this COVID-19 coronavirus continues to linger on, we need to be reminded, keep on praying. Don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Don't get bitter. Get better. We can make that choice to trust God to see us through all of this, knowing that He is in control, knowing that He has the answer already before we know what tomorrow holds for us, because we know who holds tomorrow. We don't have to fear tomorrow. We don't have to fear what our future is, because we serve the one that has overcome death, hell, and the grave. Praise be to God. You know, just as Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1 is a very familiar passage of Scripture to us. Now faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. Think about Elijah for just a minute. He went up to the mountain. You can find it there in 1 Kings in chapter 18, after defeating the prophets of Baal and calling down the fire. And he went up to the mountain. He went up to Mount Carmel, and as you know the story, that it had not rained for about 3.5 years. And so whenever he went up to Mount Carmel and he began to pray to God for the rain, and he sent his servant out to look over the sea, he sent him out 7 times. Can you imagine? The first couple of times the servant came back, nothing's there, no clouds, no sign of rain. But Elijah continued to pray. Elijah was faithful. Elijah continued to pray, and on that 7th time, he sent his servant out to look out over the sea, and the servant came back and said, there's just a small cloud there, maybe about the size of a man's hand. And you know, Elijah took that as the faith, took that as faith, and knowing that God was going to provide the rain. And even at a time like this, whenever times are uncertain, whenever we continue to pray and it seems like nothing, time and time again, we see, we hear nothing. But you know, the answer's coming. We live by faith, not by sight. And even in those times whenever It may look like things are all against us. We can know for certain that even in those times of us waiting upon God, God is using that time to build us, to depend upon Him. And my encouragement to you today is keep on praying. Don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Your answer is just closer than you think. So hang in there. We're going to get through this together. I love you. I'm praying for you. May God continue to bless your life and bless our lives together. I'm excited about what God is doing. I'm looking forward to whenever we can get together again and worship Him in spirit and in truth. To God be the glory.